How's it going? My name is Maya. Welcome to episode 2 of Making Clothes, Learning How to Make Clothes. This is a series encouraging trans women, trans anyone, to make their own clothes, because sometimes you can't find clothes that fits you. If you want to check out the first episode, you can see it here. Staying the same theme, and because I have all this denim, I'm going to stick with a denim theme. Today I'm going to be working on this design here. I saw this sweet lady at the pharmacy who had it, and she let me photograph it. She actually thrifted this, but I'm going to try to recreate it. I don't have a plan really. I have extra fabric. Right now I'm missing the right thread and the right needles. So I'm going to focus on cutting the fabric and seeing if we can get the shape right. I hope you enjoy, and I hope this inspires you to make your own clothes. Let's get started. So going off of the images, I actually have this dress that has a similar fit. So I'm going to use it as an example to get started. So let's see how it goes. I think this will be a big help. It looks like this is going to fit quite well. I've got this big piece of fabric here that was part of very large pants. It looks like this piece, the dress, is going to fit very nicely here. You can sort of line it up right here with the seam of the pant. So I think that'll look quite nice. And then I'm just going to cut with seam allowance. And I think that will be the back. Let's start cutting. I have the first part here. So this is the back piece. Next up, I have to work on the side panels. There we go, we got the back done. I'm gonna measure and figure out the shape of the side panels now. I didn't have a measuring tape, so I laid down and I marked with seam allowance where the back half ends. So I just trimmed one side, and then to get it symmetrical, I'm gonna use that as a guide for the other one, making sure it's folded in the middle. So now I'm gonna cut here, match these pieces. So this cloth, this piece kind of naturally fits the line. So I'm gonna sew the panel here and here. I'm gonna leave this part like this for now and go from there. So let's actually start sewing this. I sewed my sleeve shut, so I'm gonna fix that right now. Okay, all done. I'm not being super perfectionist about it. That's kind of my style. I kind of go by the cuff, pun intended. So clearly the pieces don't fit together to cover me. So I decided to figure out some method for putting it together. I went with just a little strip of fabric. It's kind of a style I like. A friend of mine said it was my trademark. So I started off with the seams. Finished on the little, essentially the part where I'll go over my chest, just out of the seam. Typically, it's good to have the needle entering the visible side because it can be messy, but I've gotten a little more comfy with sewing. So here, I wanted this different color thread to be on the inside, and outside use the blue, as you can't see or can hardly see. I'm now going to attach this to the top, and then I'll be pretty much done. It's taken me a long time to do this, but it's coming along nicely. All done. Did a kind of a funky stitch, but all done. I'm gonna figure out where I can attach it to the other side. Since I'm not making buttons or using this from the other project, I'm gonna have to do it by hand because this is quite a few layers. Here's the hand sewing, and let's see what it looks like. The first iteration ended up being super loose, so I had to attach the button a little further back, and it was kind of opening up, so I added a snap that you will see at the final reveal at the end of the video. I then worked on the bottom hem and ended up cutting this later to crop it. But it's still part of the process, learning how to make clothes without a pattern, and it was a lot of fun, but definitely takes time. At this point, I've kind of moved away from the original photograph and I'm moving towards a two-piece instead of the single jacket that the original was. Now that it's kind of put together, I want to figure out what it will look like, kind of my starting point here, and then I kept adding. I found some designs I like online. I've been saving a bunch of images that inspire me. I want to figure out how to make this look good. So I'm going to do a little time lapse of incorporating some of these ideas into the design I want to do, get that back looking good. So I like the idea of pleats and layers. I want the back half to have some volume, but also be fitted around the buttocks, then kind of flare out. So I drew quite a few iterations until I figured it out. This kind of tight and then loose. So next I decided to try figuring it out by ironing. It took several tries. I cut out a lot of the footage, and even the sewing on the next step took several redos because pleats are kind of tricky, and I'm working with denim scrap, so it's a little extra tricky. There's a lot of different shapes. It's a puzzle that I'm putting together, but in the end I think you'll like what I put together. Next I worked on sewing it together. Like I said, it took quite a few tries, but in the end it really came together. Looks pretty good, a little bit off, so let's see if we can fix it with some ironing. And it'll be my first time doing pleats, so it makes sense that it was hard for me to figure out in one go. Thank you, YouTube, for providing tutorials. Looks like I broke a needle, going a little too thick, a little too fast. In the last video, I really didn't know what I was doing, and I broke 3 needles, so I was really proud of myself for only breaking 1 and then switching to a lot of hand sewing to avoid destroying the needles. So I grabbed what was left of some old pants that I used to wear versus the rest of the fabric, which I got at Goodwill by the pound. Super cheap way to get fabric. And I decided to attach the skirt to the back half of these mini shorts, what was left of the pants, to give it some structure that I wouldn't have to construct myself. Added some patches because this had holes, and then I had to put the seam at the bottom edge because, like I said, they were already tiny and I didn't want them to just disappear. The next step was to figure out how my pleated back half of the skirt would attach to the shorts I just made. So since I'm going through pleating and seams, I decided to go with hand sewing. So I finished the hand sewing. That's what it looks like. I think it came out super well. The thick fabric with a little volume. Now I'm gonna add the side pieces and finish the top. So yeah, finally it's coming together. So the next step was cutting out the 2 side pieces. I still wanted to keep that open design from the original, so not having it be long in the front, but you know, I still had to add the seams on the side, and then eventually I added a little extra part in the front. Pretty much done here. Finish the seams on the side. I had to crop the top vest so that it wouldn't cover the pleats and stuff. Okay, almost done. I'm just finishing up the front part here. So I'm just sewing this to the front, and then it will be all done. Yay! All done. I'm really proud of this clothes. I'm excited to wear it out. In comparison to the first outfit, you know, I've come, I think, a long way. So I'm excited to show it off. Let's start with the top. So this is the top. I think the back came out really nice. I'm really proud of these seams on the side. And then as far as getting it on and off, so let me show you the mechanism. We have a little snap here, and then the button mechanism. The button goes there, put on the little snap, and yeah, it's a little bit loose, but I think it came out great. I think it looks really nice. We'll start with the front. I kept these pockets. They're kind of small, but it keeps a really nice silhouette. We've got this little front part because under here there wasn't a whole lot of fabric, so I needed something there. Then here we have a little patch because this part of the cloth had a hole, so we have a patch there. And then on the other side we got pretty nice sized pocket, and then we've got like a couple places where you can put a pen or something, just smaller pockets here. And then as far as the back goes, the pleating came out pretty nice. And then I've got 2 patches here because there were rips under, so no back pockets, but I think it looks really nice. It's got the shape I wanted, kind of tight here and then flaring up towards the bottom. I think overall it's really nice. I'm really happy with it. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. I learned a lot in making this. I'm gonna take some photos and then stick around for the next video. Just before the photos, I want to do a check-in real quick. Didn't make a video at all last month, and I've been struggling a lot lately. I've been going through a tough time personally, so it's been really hard to make stuff and have creativity. And this project, not only was I making a video, but I was making a dress, which was a lot of work. I didn't have a pattern. I couldn't find my measuring tape for a while. It was really hard and frustrating, and I stayed up till like 3 a.m. A lot of the clips you saw earlier were well after midnight. I'm really excited to wear it out. Thanks for being patient with me. I'm almost at 1,000 subscribers. That's really exciting. I'm rekindling that joy for creativity that lately I've kind of lost. So thank you for sticking around. Thank you for subscribing. Please leave a respectful comment if you so choose. And now let's take some pictures.